Welcome back to Highlights. We have a sort of a special edition today because we have a special guest, and we're also going to cover some events in the upcoming months. Our special guest this afternoon is Megan Murphy, who is the new program coordinator for EHS COA. Welcome to Littleton and to our team.
Yes,
to the team. Yes,
yes, it's a great team. Thank you very much.
EHS is a great team. Mm-hmm. That's quite true. So, do you want to?
I've worked a little bit with Megan since she's come, and boy, she's a go-getter and ready to go. And she even climbs ladders in high heels. And
she does climb ladders in high heels. Yes.
So I was a little apprehensive, but she said, "I can do this," and off she went. So yes, it's so great to have you here. It really is. And
I'm very excited, and I know that there hasn't been a full-time program coordinator here ever before. So Liz and the team and I are working together to try to figure out exactly what that looks like. But they're great, and I was kind of given the reins to plan some stuff, and off I planned. So hopefully it's stuff that people like.
That is a good point, that we haven't had a full-time coordinator
ever.
So ever. And it's been a while since we've, the team was sharing the job, so it was difficult, and this will be.
And I think it's exciting. Different from what I've heard, obviously, because I didn't work here when there was only a part-time coordinator, but because I'm full-time, I'm also able to go to the events, so I can see how they're running and see what people like and what they don't like, and the trips that I have planned, I'm going to all of them, so which is nice for me as well. But so I'll be spending time planning things, hopefully getting suggestions from everyone, because I can plan a million things, but if it's not what people want, then it's not going to be successful. So I'm hoping to get lots of suggestions, but I have planned a whole bunch of stuff already all the way through April. I've kind of stopped with that because the new center hopefully will be opening.
Yes.
So Liz,
and then a lot of things can change.
Yes. So that'll be a whole different thing. So I'm kind of just booking things through then, and hopefully people will like them.
Maybe you can push your muffin with Megan in the date so that anybody watching.
Yes, so I did.
Yes, that's coming up soon.
Yeah, December 5th. I think I said at 10 in the morning. I called it Muffins and Mochas with Megan because we tried to do, alliteration, something with an M. And Muffins with Megan was fine, but I like coffee and hot chocolate mocha, so I'm going to get those too. So anyway, I'm going to be in the cafe. Hopefully people will stop by. And I would love people want to type up or write up a bunch of ideas or whatever, just anything I can go on. I have gotten some, and I've looked into everything that people have given to me and seen, worked with Liz and Amy to see, what's actually possible and what we can do. And so far, we've pretty much taken everybody's suggestions that I've had so far. So the more suggestions, the better.
Good.
Yeah.
So Megan's Muffins with Megan.
Muffins and Mochas.
Muffins and Mochas with Megan. All right, we got that. Will be sort of like your official welcoming party.
I guess, yeah. Anybody can come if they want and just hang out. I love to talk.
That would be good. And do you, before we get going with all the programming that you've planned, which is great, want to give us a little bit of an idea of your background? And
sure.
How you ended up here?
Well, let's see. I have only worked in the elder/senior arena almost my entire life. My first job out of college was at an adult day health center, and I fell in love with it. So I've worked for 30-something years, adult day health centers, assisted livings, memory care, skilled nursing, like Bay Path Elder Services, Minuteman Elder Services. I've worked for them as well. So I've pretty much I've been a geriatric care manager. I did that in North Carolina for 4 years. So I've always worked in this arena. I love it. I love everything about it. And now I get to and I did know Liz previous. I worked with her at Bay Path. So I kind of knew when I was moving back from North Carolina back up here to help care for my parents, I reached out and I knew that there was a job opening. I'm like, I might as well, apply for it. And this is the best job ever because it's just finding fun and interesting things to do. I mean, what can be better than that?
Right. still, like you say, still in the arena of elder services.
Yes, because
and
I'm a huge believer in my whole career, believe that you need to use your mind, you need to use your body, and keep active, because that just makes us age healthier and better. And so but in every arena I've worked in, whatever, skilled nursing or assisted living or whatever, I've always tried to make sure that people use their brains and their bodies as much as they can and continue learning. And this is like the perfect job for that.
And then I think too, where you've done all of the I can't say geriatric work and elder work.
Yep.
And you know what people need. Now you get to play.
Yeah, now I get to play.
You've put your time in, and now
yes,
you can
but
play.
it's great though, because I also, I am in Amy's old office, and not everybody knows that yet. So people have come in and asking for other things, and I do have a lot of knowledge. So, it's not my job to be an outreach person, but I feel confident if they ever need some help down the line in certain things, I'm well qualified for it, and I'm happy to help in any way. So. Right. It's all good.
That's another reason why you got hired, because they know they can rely on you for other things.
I'll pretty much do anything.
Yeah, well, and I think that team has always worked well together anyway on everything. So, so you just get to jump in there.
I do get to jump in. I'm very lucky.
That is good. And now, as I said before, in the elder care services, and as Anita just said, you get to do the fun stuff.
I get to do the fun stuff.
You get to plan all the good fun stuff.
Yes.
And then sitting next to Alicia in her office, she's a fun one too. So
she is a fun one
you
too.
can have a lot of fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that department has fun. Definitely.
Yeah, but they have fun, but they work so hard.
They do.
And when you see the monthly report come down from Liz of all the people who have come in and have or called and have been helped. It's just amazing that the three of them have been able to do all of that. Yeah. And it just amazes me what Alicia and Amy can do in all the appointments that they have, and they follow through. And I know, talking to seniors, they're thrilled to be able to feel comfortable coming here and not nervous or scared.
Right.
They feel comfortable coming here.
Yeah. Right.
And especially now that it's open enrollment, I can hear Alicia all the time, because obviously I can hear everything. And she's amazing at her job, just helping everybody, and everybody's so thankful. And because it's very confusing, all the stuff that, all the Medicare stuff and all the stuff that's thrown at seniors and their families is so confusing that if you don't have somebody that can kindly and slowly guide you through it, it's really hard. And she does a great job at that.
Right. So,
anyway,
would you like to ask specific questions, or just have Megan start?
I don't know. I think there's a few things coming out in the December broadcaster.
Yes.
That you have already put into place, and some of them look like a lot of fun. Like, I know we've done the Christmas lights at the Botanical Garden before.
Yep.
So I'm sure that...
I heard that was great. I've never been. I'm very much looking forward to it.
It's an extremely popular trip.
Yes.
I think it's
And
always,
it fills up fast.
and it fills fast, and I think you'll get a good turnout.
I hope so. The Friendsgiving was already scheduled and planned with the Rotary Club, but that's coming on the 4th, and then my little come meet me if you want and give me suggestions is on the 5th. The Botanical Gardens trip is, I think we're leaving here at 3:30 on the 9th, which is a Monday. And then it was National Cupcake Day, and I was trying to figure out what to do. And actually, Alicia knows somebody in Hudson that owns her own cake business, so she's coming with cupcakes and all the decorations to, if anybody wants to decorate a cupcake and eat it too, it looks good. And then the other thing that was already scheduled was the music school coming for a concert. That I forget what day that is.
That is on December 11th.
So December 11th, so that's happening.
Which is a Wednesday.
And then in all the other things that I've come up, just some things that are coming up, in the December broadcaster, it will talk about the New Year's gathering that we're going to have. We're having hot hors d'oeuvres and a presentation on the golden age of crooners by a Frank King. And we're getting a whole bunch of appetizers ahead of time and kind of make it like a New Year's type of thing. We have
That's a cool celebration.
Yes, I think
That's
so.
really different, yeah.
We have a trip to the American Heritage Museum in Hudson.
That is incredible.
So that's coming.
Incredible.
And that was a suggestion from one of the residents here. We have couple presentations, one by Todd Goodwin and one by Henry Quinlan in January. One's more entertaining, and one's more what's educational. And then we also have the RMV was wanted to do some outreach, and Liz thought having just somebody come talk about how to apply for the disability placards might be a good idea.
That's a good idea,
So
yeah.
that's something that actually I can use with my own mom. Do you want me to keep going? February, March, April, real quick?
Well, yeah, going back to the Heritage
Oh, yes.
Museum.
Oh, yes.
That is, I don't know, have you ever been?
I have not. I'm looking
I have
forward
never-
to
You
it.
never have?
No, we keep
Well,
saying we're
let me
going
tell
and we
you.
never make it.
The thing that's so cool about it is they have it all set up like you're on the battlefield, and when you walk in, you go down into the bunkers where the men were,
really?
and they have there's a whole gunfight and war going on over your head, and you can hear it, and there's flashes of lights and
Oh,
and
my
everything,
goodness.
and you're down in the bunker like the guys were, and as I was walking through, I was thinking of my dad, and there's the bunker where they're fighting that way, but when you look behind where they were standing, there's these dugout areas, and that's where they laid on the dirt, wherever they could. It was, and then you go on to the whole, you see everything about, the museum and
Right.
everything that's there. And then if you leave there, there's another whole museum behind that.
Oh,
And
really?
it's all antique cars. Oh my God, the stuff there.
Another trip.
Well, there you go.
And so you probably won't do it all in the same day.
Yeah,
But that's another one to do.
Yeah, again, like
And
I.
the neatest part about this, which is too late, is doing that trip in October, because they have the actual fighting
Oh, do
on the
they?
field.
They reenact it?
They bring they bring out the tanks
Mm-hmm.
and the guns, and they have a full reenactment. It's.
Well, maybe we'll go back in October. Why
There's
not,
a trip
right?
for October.
Let me tell you, I've been back twice,
Mm-hmm.
and I haven't seen the actual fighting. And I took my grandson, who's a World War II buff. He couldn't leave. We couldn't leave. He was so enthralled by everything.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that
It
very
was
much.
Very, very. And the thing that got me too was when you see the tanks, they've got like their backpacks and stuff attached. And they talked about when they're out in the field for days, where is their food? Where's their cooking utensils? Where are their clothes? They hook them on the outside of their tanks.
Yeah.
Because there's no room
'Cause
inside.
it's right.
And I
That's
had
crazy.
a nephew who drove a tank in that 7-day war. Where was that? Never mind, not important. But
They do offer for a lot of money, because I did look into it. You can drive a tank or go for
Over
a
there,
tank,
yes.
or ride, but it's extremely expensive.
Yeah,
but
and
I
to
mean,
ride one is expensive too.
yeah, but it seemed kind of cool. But anyway,
But at least it will give people that go on the tour that you've planned or a taste of what else they have,
Right.
and
Yeah.
go back for more things if
Yeah.
they wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and
it's an
very
awesome trip.
I can't wait for that.
Another trip that you might want to think about is the Russian museum,
The Icon Museum.
the Icon
Oh, where's
Museum.
that?
Clinton.
Clinton.
Clinton. All right.
That is beautiful.
They did it once
Here.
here, I
A
think.
few years ago.
A few years ago. I remember I couldn't go because of the dates, but
I'll
Have
have, to.
you done
yeah,
that?
we'll give you that at
Yeah, so you can
Megan's,
put come
Megan's
and
Muffins.
write it down for me so I don't forget.
Have
Yes.
you done that trip?
No,
Oh, that's
another one.
that's another
Yeah.
fantastic trip.
That's awesome. Well, there are a lot of
Very well worth
a
going
lot
to.
of museums and stuff that I just don't know about. So
Yeah.
I just got an email yesterday from another resident who wants to go to the Harvard Museum of Natural History in Cambridge. So I started looking into that. And I, when I get these ideas, I go all over the websites just to, it's a huge learning opportunity for me as well about what's out there. And
Oh, yeah.
so I'm looking
Yeah.
into that as well.
Fruitland Museum's another one.
Yeah, that's close by, right?
Yes.
It is close
That's
by.
what I
yeah.
thought. But
Yes, that's close by.
So yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Go
So
ahead.
February so far, we're going to have an. I know we just had through the sheriff's department a scam workshop, but in February there is another organization that wants to do a spot the scam type of workshop. So that's in February. We're having a chocolate tasting social because it's around
It's-
Valentine's Day.
yep.
We're having music by a woman named Lisa Eves, and I don't remember exactly what she's going to do. It's all about love songs. We're doing a lunch and learn about decluttering and downsizing, navigating the journey of letting go. boost your, I know, that's hard. I need to bring my father to that one. Boost your brain health. And then we're doing a trip to the Parker's Maple Barn to tour
good.
the sugar house, because you can tour in February and March. And I think when people here went in September,
They couldn't
you
tour.
couldn't tour it. So we're going to tour the Maple Barn and then do breakfast. In March, I have a craft class set up, in addition to your craft class. It is St. Patrick's Day. I am Irish, if you can't tell, from Megan Murphy. There's a presenter named Chris Daly who might have been here before, but he does a presentation called No Irish Need Apply, which is when the Irish immigrants came, and that was my grandmother. I remember my mom telling me that my grandmother kept trying to get a job and she couldn't.
Well, I think we should have a dinner or something and make it all St. Patrick's.
We're having a St. Patrick's Day dinner, and we're having a performance by the McInerney School of Irish Dance.
Oh,
And my little secret is
are you going to dance too?
I know how to. I Irish step danced for years growing
Did
up.
you?
I did. So, and this school, the McInerney School of Irish Dance, my mom is a member of a church in Marlborough, and they come every year. So that's how I got the name to reach out. And they do, they'll come in after dinner, and I haven't done it in a long time. But I did it for years. And it's just, it's
so much
entertaining.
fun.
It's fun.
Start
it is
practicing.
fun. Oh, gosh. Then we're doing a Cooking for One presentation. And then in April, so far, I just have some music by another woman named Bonnie Della Rose. And then Abigail by Gail, it's called, A Colonial Experience. And this is something that Liz went to a conference and she brought me back a flyer about. And it's a woman named Gail who comes and she's dressed in, it's not like a one woman play, but she does she dresses in the attire from 1775. Abigail Whitney was a real person in history. And so she's going to present the Abigail Whitney Eyewitness to the Events of April 19th, 1775, which was, the shot,
Interesting.
And so it sounds interesting. And then we just booked, or I just booked, yesterday, he's an author named Mike Bernard, and he's written self-published some books, Irish, based books. And I know this is in April, not in March, but he comes and he presents it was comical his stories and his trilogies, and it just sounded interesting. Liz is getting a lot of emails, and she'll just forward them to me, and I'm like, all right. And I think this one comes and he brings some of his books to sell, and so he'll present, and he has a big presentation about Irish in Boston and all sorts of stuff. So that's what I've got so far.
Wow.
And that's and again, I can book anything, but I want to know what everybody wants to do. And even though I know I can't make everybody happy all the time, I just want to see what people want to do. And the department and Liz and everybody above is open to letting us try things. So
One of the things that Liz had said a few months ago was maybe it would be a good idea if we had 2 crafts a month instead of 1.
okay,
If people, like I would run and there would be another
one. You're right.
So that it would give more ideas, like to have an instructor come in, like we had the felting and stuff like that, and everybody loved it. And that would give them more social time.
Right.
Because I've noticed with our craft class, they come, but they also sit and talk,
Right.
and they
Well,
stay
'cause
for a
that-
long
right,
time.
exactly.
And
'Cause it's
they've
enjoyable.
made friends, and they do whatever they want to do, and then they sit around and they chat, and it's kind of a nice get together.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I have reached out because I'm able to get into the My Senior Center and look at, historically what has been offered here. And there are a couple of people that I guess used to do some sort of crafts back, years ago. And I've reached out to a couple of them to see if they're still around, if they're still interested. So we'll just see what people want to do and what they say.
One of the things too that our people have liked is when we do, like around Valentine's Day, we generally do something that says thank you to the town employees.
Oh, okay. That's a really good idea too.
And so we did the candy dishes last year, and we've done necklaces, we've done signs that they've hung in their offices. Just, we're grateful for what you do, and you don't get thanked very often, just different things. Simple stuff like that.
Right.
And so I know they like to do things like that.
Sounds good.
It's not always about them taking something home.
Right.
You know, they like
Well,
to do
there was,
things too.
and I don't know if it's been here before, but I just met with somebody from Bridges in Westford yesterday, and we were talking about different things, and she gave me the name of a organization that repurposes like flowers from funerals and stuff, and they make flower arrangements to bring to either nursing homes or veterans, and you can actually have them come and do like a flower arranging with people here. So that's like flower arranging, interesting, you know, class type of thing, but then it goes
Someplace.
to someplace,
Goes
you know,
place.
doing, you know, you're
Yeah.
doing something fun, but you're also, you know, doing something kind. So I just emailed that person today too, just to see about that. So there's so much. So it's just, you know, I just hope that people are interested and want to come, and feel free to give me suggestions and ideas. And it's like, I'm telling you, the best job in the world. You just have fun. Let's just do
Right,
fun and
right.
interesting and educational things, and just use our minds and bodies as much as we can.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting too that, like you say, you're sort of new to the area in terms of things, so it will be exciting for
It
you.
is. It is
will-
exciting.
And to find out what is out there, and there's as you've discovered already.
I
just
know,
in
there's
and
so much.
There's so much to do.
I mean, it's interesting. I grew up in Framingham, and then I lived in Marlborough for 20 years. But I think because I grew up in Framingham, I always went that way. I never went up, you know. So I don't
That's a
know.
good-
I mean, not
that's
that
a good
Littleton's
point.
far; it's not. But I just never really, you know, the restaurants and everything. I would just go the other direction. So now
Right.
I'm going to learn restaurants and places for breakfast and Romeo and Juliet and restaurant hoppers and all sorts of stuff.
Right.
So
Right.
it'll be
All
interesting.
All
yes.
those to plan
all
to.
those good things.
But I'm sure at Muffins with Megan there, and I know I forgot the mocha.
That's okay. You can have a mocha even if you forgot it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I do love mocha.
I do too.
So I'm sure you'll get a lot of suggestions.
I hope so.
There too.
I hope so. Excuse
mean-
me, because I will look into absolutely everything.
Yeah.
So
Well, and I think people appreciate that. It's not just that, oh, I've given you some suggestions and oh well.
right. It's
you
not
know.
going to go in a pile over here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. I mean, like I said, and then when the transition is to move over to the new building, I think it's going to be a lot to move,
Oh yeah.
and there probably will be a time where there's not a heck of a lot
Of
going on,
activities,
but
right.
we're going to have
But that's okay, because
Right.
then afterwards,
Right.
we'll gear up again, and a lot more will happen, and there'll be more space to do
more
more.
space. And I mean, I already talked to Liz about, you know, the grand opening parties and all sorts of fun things. It's going to be great.
Well, I think too, when, at least I would think that when the new center opens, that like you say, there may be some downtime with not lots of other prepared
Right.
activities, but people just getting in and having social time.
Right, and looking
to-
around and seeing what's
looking
there,
around
yeah.
and investigating it and meeting friends and having more
Yep.
room and
Just
a
having like,
place to sit and talk with friends
exactly.
or with a group. Which
and at that time, it could be simply, you know, mochas in the lobby, or
yeah.
Right.
whatever, you know, come and play cards and then have a mocha and sit around
There'll
and
be a
chat.
lot more opportunity. It's
Yeah.
I mean, I know you guys have been waiting for a really long time, but it is like I came at the right time.
yeah.
Yeah, we've been waiting a very long time.
I know you have. I know you have.
Right.
It's going to be amazing though.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm just looking forward to working with you.
Yes. Well, it's been great so far.
Yeah,
Yes.
it has been. We do some great things.
Yes, and I don't know when this will be out, but we also have
In a couple of days.
the
The
fundraiser
show?
on Thursday, the bingo
Oh, the
fundraiser.
bingo,
Yes,
that's
from
right.
6 to
Don't-
8 at night.
right.
I'll be there.
Don't
Yes.
forget the bingo.
Don't forget the
Thursday
bingo.
night.
Well, and I might as put a plug in for the Christmas bazaar.
Go right ahead.
Oh, there's a Christmas bazaar.
There's a Christmas bazaar, and it's on December 7th, Saturday, December 7th, and it's at the Littleton Middle School gym like it is every year, and it runs 9 to 3. And EHS is going to have a table, and we're going to be selling birdhouses that my husband made and all of us have painted, and some small homemade trucks that
okay.
were made and donated, and we're going to have at least 3 raffle baskets, and all of the money is going to be raised for the Tread Fund.
Oh, perfect. That's great.
So that's what
Sounds
we're
good.
doing.
All
Yeah.
right, I think that's great.
So that was good.
I plugged it right in.
You
There you
plugged
go.
it right in.
Now
Well, we
plug
were
that in.
talking about
If it had been
activities.
yesterday, I wouldn't have had
No,
a clue
that's-
what
this-
we were doing.
This all came together at the last minute. But
Yes,
anyway,
very
perfect.
last minute.
So we thank you very much for
thank
joining
you.
us, and we're looking forward to working with you.
Yes, me too, very
Yeah.
much so.